Hey, 8,000 subscribers. Not bad for a channel that doesn't post things like it used to. Yeah, I'll get into that. Also, I've been so busy with stuff, I might not even put out a Halloween video this year, so I put on a Halloween shirt. Look, I wish it was Friday, and I'm drinking out of my Halloween glass. Probably the best I'm gonna be able to do this month. But anyway, 8,000 subscribers. So, welcome to all the new people watching. I don't know how you found me, but you found me. Let me do some plugs before we get into business here. So, of course, all of you are subscribed right now. Make sure you check out the older videos. Check out, everything else I do. Make sure you like and comment because it helps the channel a lot. I also have two other channels. I have Rob's Toy Bin, which I do toy videos. Lately I've been doing toy hunt videos where I go out to stores and, film and show off what I got and other stuff like that. I've been meaning to do more stuff where I sit at the table and actually review stuff, but I haven't had the time to do that. I also have a gaming channel. I have Rob the Casual Gamer, which is where I upload streams from my Twitch channel, Rob the Wonderful on Twitch. So you can check those out. I really want to grow the game channel and the Twitch channel a little bit more. Things have kind of stagnated, as they tend to do with everything I do. I do have quite a few subs on the gaming channel, always looking for more. And the Twitch channel, the same kind of stagnated. I stream 3 times a week. As of right now, my schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you can check that out. Follow me on Twitter, also Rob the Wonderful on Twitter. That's where I basically post everything that I do. But yeah, if you want to come hang out and watch me play some games, you can do that. Whether or not I'm good at them or not, I usually am, but we'll see about the future because of some stuff I'm going to be playing real soon for October. And I've been doing October stuff, some Halloween themed games, a couple of scary games and stuff. And if you didn't know about the gaming channel and the Twitch channel, you can go to the gaming channel. I have everything archived there. Pretty much everything I've ever streamed, ever did a Let's Play on way back early before I started streaming. And I have a lot of playlists set up and some of my more popular videos. You can check out the popular videos on the channel, and you can see why they were the popular videos. Jeez. Sometimes I don't like resorting to clickbait, but it works. No, not that it was clickbait, but you go to the channel and you'll see. But you can check out all my older games that I've played there, and we've had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I have a very small crowd that watches. I have a crew of maybe like 5 regulars that come to the Twitch channel, and I feel like that's very low, and I don't know why. Like, maybe it's because of my schedule, but I don't know. Like, I have 8,000 subscribers to this channel. I have more than 1,000 on the toy channel. I have many followers on social media, and it just doesn't feel. It feels kind of weird that 5 people out of all those people are the only ones interested in checking out my gaming stuff. I noticed, though, that a lot of people don't click on things because social media has analytics features, and I know when people don't click on things that I post. So maybe, I don't know, maybe sometime in the distant future we'll tone down on some of the stuff people don't like to see. In addition to all that, I have an Instagram, Rob the Wonderful on Instagram. Lately, I've been posting pictures of like the physical media collection, like VHS tapes and all that stuff, and they've been very popular too. So you can check that out. Been trying to do one a day, but that might slow down after a while because it gets kind of exhausting. Also, I have a TikTok. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the TikTok, but I got one. Rob the Wonderful on TikTok. I've so far only posted a couple of clips, and it's stuff like silly clips of like things I've reviewed in the past. I think maybe, I thought maybe they'd catch some attention, but apparently not. There's a good chance I don't really know how to use TikTok, so anybody that can help inform me, feel free to do so. But you can give me a follow down there. Links to everything are in the description. Of course, I also have a Patreon if you want to support me there. $1 gets you access to ad-free cartoon clip shows and other stuff. I've been meaning to put more content on there, but again, I've been busy, and I will get into why that is in a little bit. But check out all the links in the description, and give me follows, and check out all the other stuff that I do. So for those of you who are new here, every time I get 1,000 subs on this channel, I do a Q&A video. So if you have any questions for me, post them in the comment section. I found out recently YouTube has a handy little feature that lets you search questions in the comments, so that might make things easy. 1 question per person, though, is my rule. And be sure to check the other comments and make sure that someone else didn't already ask a similar question. It'll just make things easier for me in the long run. So I'll do a Q&A video. I used to do it like a week after I post this video. We'll see about that. Things have been kind of hectic for me. Again, I will get into why. But I will do a Q&A video, you know, at some point, as soon as the questions start to die down. And I'll put out a video where I answer some questions. So leave a question in the comment section and make it a good one. I also like to take this time to do updates about what's been going on. So there's 3 major things that I do want to talk about. The first one is my pilot, my animated pilot that I did videos on. And people seem to be into it. Unfortunately, I don't really have a whole lot to show since then. My goal was originally to storyboard the whole thing myself and put up like an animatic as kind of a proof of concept. But I haven't been able to make time to do that. Things are just, this is going to be talked about later, but things have been just very busy for me. And I really want to get this done, but it's hard for me to find time to do that with everything else I've been juggling. I will say that I actually did get to pitch the idea. So that was kind of a cool opportunity. Unfortunately, it didn't go anywhere, but it was nice to have a Zoom meeting. I won't say who I was with, but I did get some connections through Frederator. But we had a Zoom meeting about a year ago, actually, where I talked about the project and what it was going to be about and the characters and everything. And it did seem to go over pretty well. It did get a lot of comments. The problem was they started asking, you know, like marketing questions and stuff like that. You know, the more business side of everything. You know, one of the questions I received, who's the main character of the show? Who are we putting on t-shirts? And, you know, I explained there isn't really a main character to this. It's an ensemble cast and all that. And then they started comparing it to Toy Story, which I knew was going to happen with this. I'll refer you to the pitch video for, you know, why people would think it's Toy Story. But I knew that was going to happen. The problem is, everyone I talk to about this, they don't really see how it's not Toy Story until it actually gets going. I guarantee it is not going to be a Toy Story. I mean, it was heavily influenced by it because the Toy Story original trilogy is, you know, some of my favorite movies. But there's a lot of other things that went into it as well, and I want it to be... I'm doing my best to distance it from Toy Story. Because, you know, I don't want to just ride off the success of something else, especially if it's something I really love. I want it to be its own thing, which it will be. If in the event we actually get to expand the stories and expand the characters and all that. But first things first, I do want to put something out. I don't know when it will be, but as soon as I figure out how to make time, I'm going to get back to doing storyboards for it. They probably won't look that great, but at least people will see the story and the characters. And I'm going to do my best to voice it. I'm going to probably have to provide the male voices myself. And I actually have a friend who was willing to do the female voices, so that's going to be cool. It's probably going to be a little bit clunky, but I want to put, you know, at least a proof of concept out there. I don't know when, but it will happen. I do have to try and make some time again. So people are probably wondering why I don't post on this channel as much as I used to, and there's 2 big reasons. First one, technical problems. I've been having some technical problems. I posted about this a while ago. I don't know how many people saw it, but I need to tell you this story because it's insane. So the program I use, or I used to use for editing all my videos, is Movie Edit Pro. or Movie Edit Pro Plus HD edition. This is the 17th version. This is the first version I used. I was at a Best Buy one day, and I was looking at software, and this was way back in 2012, and I wanted an advanced, editing software, because before then, I was using Pinnacle Studio, which is a free program that came with my Dazzle. The Dazzle is a device that transfers composite cables to USB. So like I can plug my VCR into it or something if I have to capture footage off of a VHS tape or something. It's good for like game capture and stuff like that. And that program was fine, but it was very basic, and it wasn't really working for what it wasn't efficient for what I was doing. So I was looking for cheap programs to use, and I found this at Best Buy one day, and I used it, and it was great. I swore by this program for many years because it's cheap, it's easy to use, and it works perfectly. Or it did work perfectly. So, I'm trying to remember exactly. By the way, I've been keeping up with this. By the way, every new version I've been getting, to the point where they stopped putting it on CDs and you had to download it. So this was going great, and at some point during some version of this, and I want to say maybe this started happening 2, maybe 3 years ago, the program started having problems. Or at least the newer version that I was using. So at some point something changed in one of the versions. And what was happening was constant crashes. And I would be editing, and then suddenly the program would stop working. And it would be due to any little thing that I did. So, and it would start out fine, and it would get to the point where I think that, okay, maybe something wasn't compatible with it, something was not working. But then, like, I would save the program and come back to it later, and then it would start having problems. It would crash. It would stop. It would freeze. And it got to the point where it was happening with every little thing that I did. Anytime I hit the play button to watch a piece of footage that I want to put into the timeline, crash. Anytime I moved a piece of footage into my timeline to edit, crash. Anytime that I moved the cursor that is on the timeline to a spot where I need to see, crash. It got to the point where it crashed when I messed with the settings. There's drop-down menu, and I'm doing my best to explain this. There's drop-down menus that say, processing done on CPU or processing done in, program. If I click that drop-down menu, the program would crash. So this is a problem I was having forever. And it's one of the reasons why a lot of episodes got delayed. Like She-Ra was not supposed to come out at the beginning of this year. It was supposed to come out at the ending of last year. But because of all the problems I was having, it was delayed, and a lot of things got delayed. So this was kind of a problem for me for a while, and I tried brute forcing my way through videos, which I did many times. Like a lot of the videos that came out were just compilations of me weeks, months at a time, just trying to get this thing edited, and it just wouldn't edit. And I'd have to, like, anytime I was able to make a change and nothing would happen, I had to immediately hit the save button, otherwise it was going to crash again. So this was constantly happening. Constantly. And I was, updating the program. I was getting the latest version, hoping that whatever problem was happening was going to be resolved with, like, the new version or whatever. And no, it kept happening. I tried different versions because there's other, types of video editing programs that this company makes. I tried doing that. Same thing happened. I had 3 different versions of this software on my computer at one time. And it was just, it was a consistent problem, and it was driving me crazy to the point where I tried to do tech support. They were of no help. I tried looking online to see if anybody had a similar problem to me. Nobody had anything similar to what I was going through. I had people that I know who are far more technologically proficient than I am look at my computer and try to find a problem. And they all went... So this was this is a problem that was wholly unique to me. And nobody seemed to have a solution to this. And here's the thing, like, I could have just gone to another software, but nothing was, as affordable as this. And again, this was easy to use. It's a very user-friendly video editing program. And, moving to another piece of software, I would have to relearn it, and that would take time. And I've also heard not a lot of good things about some of the bigger editing softwares, like Premiere kind of sucks. Like, I used to use Premiere way back in, like, Creative Suite 4, I think, and it was just not really working for me. I've heard things about Sony Vegas. Like, some people swear by it, some people say don't even touch it, so I wasn't sure about that. Sony Vegas is also very expensive. So I was kind of stuck using this program for a while. Admittedly, this is a lot of my own stubbornness, because I wanted this to work, because I like this program and I wanted to continue to use it, but it was just constantly fighting against me. So I was forced to finally abandon Magic's software that I swore by for years, and a friend told me about DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is another video editing program. It is free, and it is completely free. It's not like, you render a video and they'll put a watermark over it. No, it is a completely free program. You can pay for it, and I think you get different features for it, but I'm using the free version. And it is a completely different animal from this. Like, there's so many things that were so different that I had to take time to relearn things. I had to figure out how to properly import, because with this program, one of the things I liked about it was you just go right to a file folder, and there's, you get the video from there and you import it. That's it. With DaVinci Resolve, you have to actually manually import things into the program, and that was difficult for me because I try to keep things organized. Like, I have a folder for my video editing stuff, and whenever I'm working on a project, I have a folder for images, a folder for clips, a folder for whatever I'm reviewing at the time. If there's, multiple seasons, I have different seasons in different folders. Also, the program does not appear to like AVI files, so everything I do has to be converted to MP4. So if I have a lot of files, which is something by the way, the Life with Louie video was edited in that program, and I had to convert every single episode of that show to an MP4, and then I had to make like folders within the program to stay organized. So I had my image folders, my clip folders, I had my the footage of me, and then I had the Life with Louie in 3 different seasons. And it was so frustrating because, again, this goes like against everything I know about this. And there's other like little quirky things about it too. Like, I had to figure out how to do video transitions, and I had to figure out how to do text, because the text is different. And I can't like format text the same way I can in Magix, because like at the end credits of Cartoon Clip Show, you see I have the big title of like clips used, and then it's underlined, and then like everything listed. That was one text file on the timeline in Magix. Unless I'm just missing something, you can't do that in DaVinci Resolve. So I had to have a separate thing on the timeline for the top bar, and then I have to have a separate thing on the timeline for all the things listed in a different text format. So it's been kind of a challenge for me to completely transition to a different editing program, and there's many other problems with it too that were not problems, but things that were different that I was just not used to. But the good news is it works. It has not crashed on me. I've seen it chug a few times, but nothing too serious. I've not had a crash. Editing, despite all the differences of the programs, went pretty smoothly. And a lot of the videos I put out recently, like the Life with Louie Cartoon Clip Show, the follow-up to the Lost Cartoons video, some stuff on the Toy Channel also, I was using that program for. It works. It works. and I will be using that from now on. And this program now, unfortunately, has been forever blacklisted from my household. I have other discs in the closet. I don't know how to properly dispose of program discs. Can they be recycled? Can I like send them somewhere or something? I don't think I should like throw them in the trash. But if anybody knows, please let me know. So the good news is I have a working video editing program now that is so far not caused me any problems, and I'll be using that. And I think because of that, I'll be able to put out some more videos a little bit more frequently than I have been, because that editing problem was the biggest issue I've been having. And I still, to this day, do not understand what happened. Like it was a problem wholly unique to me. It was something deep in my machine, or something deep in the programming of the program, or something was not compatible with something. I don't know. Again, this drove me nuts, but at least now I can edit videos in peace. So the other issue that I've been having was still is kind of personal problems, because I can't really put out videos like I used to in the old days, because at the time, ages ago, when I put out a cartoon clip show a month, I was working a part-time job and I had more free time on my hands. Unfortunately, I had lost that job way back in June of 2018, I think it was. And, I decided to take some time off and work on stuff, and while I searched for a new job. But at the time, I kind of wanted to push for, content creation being my job, like a lot of people did. So, the problem was I had always had issues with this, because apparently I just don't gain any new viewers. I don't gain a lot of attention. And that's been the problem, since the beginning. Like, I used Blip TV like a lot of people did, because it was easier for what I was using it for. And eventually I moved to Dailymotion, because, again, it's not YouTube, and there's not... Dailymotion does have copyright issues, but not as bad as YouTube, because Dailymotion is, I think, based out of France, and they don't have fair use law there. So if they take down my video, there's nothing I can do about it. So I decided to bail on them and just come to YouTube 100%. But it's like, I've been doing this a long time, and I just kind of look back on it and wondering, like, why I never got more popular than I did. And this goes back all the way to the beginning. I got my start on the That Guy with the Glasses website, which is now Channel Awesome. For those of you who don't know or don't remember, they used to have public blog sections. And, a lot of people from, like, the forum and the community would post their own work there. And I guess Channel Awesome would use it as, like, a way to find new talent, which I think they did a lot of. But, back then there was it was a small community. And even though it was a small community, I felt like a very small part of that small community. Like, I never really got attention. I never got a lot of views or comments or anything like that. And that's a thing that kind of carried over to a lot of other stuff. And I tried to, give myself a lot of attention. I tried to draw attention to myself as much as I could. I kept putting out stuff consistently. I kept, posting it around to different websites and places. And it just never really went anywhere. And I've been doing videos since like 2009. And it's just been so consistently lacking in exposure and attention and views and comments. Things are a lot better on YouTube right now, because YouTube is a big community, and people can usually find you pretty easily. But even then, by comparison, like, I've not really done a whole lot. Like I've not really been successful for myself, and it did get to the point because there were times, like, I wanted to do this full time. I wanted this to be my job. And there were times where I needed this to be my job. because I was working part-time or I was unemployed and I had bills to pay. And that happened frequently in like the early days of, me doing videos. And it did get to the point, like after I lost that job in January or June of 2018, I wanted to push for this to be my thing now, because I felt like I was freed from, working menial jobs out in the world. And so I pushed. I pushed. And then I got tired of pushing because it wasn't going anywhere. And I needed money because I was unemployed for a very long time. So in January of 2019, I had to take a 9-to-5. And I've been working that 9-to-5 ever since. Now, the good news is it's paying my bills. I got health insurance because of it. And you have to have health insurance because this is America. And we can't have, free health care like our neighbors. So that's a whole other political issue. I am perfectly fine paying extra taxes if I can just go to the doctor whenever I want. But other people are not. So there you go. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So the good news is, the job I have is paying my bills. It is not something I'm particularly fond of. It's not something I'm particularly passionate about, because I am a creative person, and the job I'm working is kind of the opposite, because it requires math and calculations, the other side of the brain. So this was kind of difficult for me over these past couple of years. And it's the kind of job that during quarantine we were not closed. It is an essential job that I have. So I had to go in every day, even through the COVID quarantine. And ever since then, I go into my job every day, and it's just that, I go in, I do my job, and I leave. That's how I pretty much do every job I've ever had. But I've not, the whole time I had been like thinking to myself, I'd be there doing my work, and it's like, I could be writing something right now. I could be editing. I could be watching something for a review. I could be doing so many other things right now instead of doing this, but I have to do this because I need the income. And I've had that feeling going for a long time now. And I realize that it's not healthy, but I don't know what to do about it. This has just been my mindset for the past 3 years. I would rather be here making videos rather than going out every day doing menial tasks and, getting paid, which is good, but I wanted to do this and I couldn't. And this isn't even the only thing I wanted to do. I wanted to, be in a creative field, and I couldn't get a job in a creative field. I was kind of forced to take this job. And I only got the job because I know someone that works there. And that is it. I probably wouldn't even have this job. I feel like I'm saying these things and I'm being ungrateful. But you have to understand my mindset here. I'm a creative individual. I have a creative mind. I have an active imagination. So when I go into a windowless place, standing there, doing things, it's kind of hell. And I don't know how to fix this. And the fact that I have never grown to becoming a more creative person, a more well-known content creator, just kind of, it made it hurt even more, because it feels like I was never good enough. It feels like I just was never good enough. And let me tell you a quick story. So, not too long ago, I got recommended a video about the Channel Awesome videos. I forget the name of the YouTuber who did a video on him. I think his name was like Vinny something, and he has like a goblin avatar or something. He was talking about like Kick-Assia and all those videos, and I think he did a very good video about them. But there was a point where, like, I think 50 seconds into the video, he showed a screenshot of the Channel Awesome website, and you can see the cartoon clip show image next to it, and I saw that and I laughed a little bit. And a lot of people were questioning, why that was there. People were assuming I was a part of Channel Awesome. No, I was never a part of Channel Awesome. What that was when they had their public blogs active, they would occasionally pick someone to feature, And they approached me and they wanted to feature a cartoon clip show. And I said yes, because of course I would, because it's more exposure. Didn't really help much, but it was something, I guess. So that's why that image was there. And I talked about this. I actually talked about this on stream because people were asking about it. And, it after I talked about it, I had remembered an interaction I had way back in Channel Awesome, because even though I wasn't part of Channel Awesome, I actually tried to be part of Channel Awesome. In retrospect, I'm glad I wasn't, although it probably would have been good exposure for me. But I'm not going to get into that again. But here's the thing: like, they were doing talent pickups, and I submitted my work, and I showed videos and everything. And I got a direct message from Rob Walker on their forums. And that's Nostalgia Critic's brother, by the way. He's like the co-producer or whatever. And I remember him telling me that Cartoon Clip Show was okay. Like, just okay. Like, not good enough for Channel Awesome. And I think some of the other producers at the time were like, okay, look, just because they don't pick you up doesn't mean your content's bad or anything. But, I was told directly by the man himself that I'm like the most average person in the world. And I had remembered that, and I was like, was he right? Has he been right this whole time? Like, have I just not been that good? And I really don't know. I mean, people seem to like my videos, but apparently not enough to elevate myself. And, you could say what you will about Channel Awesome, and you're probably right about them, but they have 1 million subscribers. Hundreds of thousands of people watch Nostalgia Critic. I'm lucky if I get 1,000 views on a video. So, figure that out. And this was a thing that had been happening for a while. And then, like, about a year or two ago, something else happened. And the content I watch a lot of different things on YouTube, okay? I don't just do cartoons. Cartoons is a big part, but it's not my entire identity. I watch, video essays, movie reviews, gaming stuff, animations, blogs. I watch a lot of different things. And a lot of the content creators that I watch are about my age. And I started noticing a couple of years ago, some of them started putting out videos or talking, or their personality changed a little bit. And some of them, they put out blogs saying, I've been doing this a long time. And I was like, I'm trying to think of the future and everything. And some of them appear to, I'm not going to name names, but some of them appear to be in like a midlife crisis. So I had seen this constantly happening to a lot of the people I watch, and I went, huh. Oh no. Is that why I've been feeling weird lately? Because, like I said, I've been doing videos for a long time. I have not seen success. And at one point, I had said to myself, what am I doing with my life? I have been doing these videos for a long time with moderate success. Meanwhile, other people are just zooming past me. I have seen channels and content creators come into existence and surpass me within months. And I struggled for years to get 1,000 subs. Even when I was putting stuff out consistently. And I was just kind of left with no answers. And it just it all started to like compile and like build up. And I kept thinking, I kind of failed at content creating. I kind of failed at a lot of things, careers, jobs, relationships, things that, I wanted and were denied. And I want to put out a animated pilot by myself with no connections. I thought, at some point doing content creation would open doors for me and I make connections, but not really. I mean, I'm part of Frederator Network, although they haven't really done a whole lot for me other than help me with copyright stuff. And I got to pitch that show, but that was about it. And I just keep thinking, where am I going with this? Like, what am I doing? If I can't, be successful at it, why am I still doing it? I like doing reviews. I like writing jokes and talking about stuff I like, but it's like, is it taking up like all my time? Is it, is it something I'm going to be doing forever? I honestly didn't even really expect to be doing it for this long. I thought maybe by now I would have, I don't know, met someone and settled down and had a family, but obviously that didn't happen. But I'm still doing this for what exactly? And I don't really have an answer for that. Like, I want to continue doing this, but I keep thinking, how much longer is this going to be feasible for me? Like, I have this passion, but nothing. It's not like nothing's come of it. Like, I've done better than most people, and I think that's why I do stream a lot, because it does kind of help me decompress and forget about all of this. Because I still want to do this, but I just don't really know. I'm not ending things, just to clarify. Nothing. If there's going to be an end to this channel, there will be a major announcement about it. But I just don't really know, like, what I'm doing anymore. And I don't have the time to dedicate to things that I want to do, because I'm working a 9-to-5 job. And that has like 50 hours out of the week is like, not 50, like 40, 45 hours out of the week is just me dedicated to that. And everything else is just me catching up on other things. I want to do this. I've always wanted to do this. But maybe it just wasn't in the cards. And again, it goes back to a lot of things that I feel like I've failed at, because I've strived to be so many things. I've worked hard to do things. And you want to know what it's like being me. And what I'm about to say is going to kind of go against my my own personal beliefs, because I'm agnostic. But I really don't know how else to describe this. It's like I get the thing, like I work hard to get something. I set a goal for myself. I work hard to get there, and it is just out of my reach. And then God says no. And I get shoved back right to where I started, with nothing to show for it but a whole lot of lost time trying to achieve that thing. That's what it's like being me. Just regular Rob who is just okay. That's what it's been like. And this has all been like this has all been compiling for years, and I really don't know what to do about it. I could, continue to try. I mean, Cartoon Clip Show lately still gets a lot of attention, but is it going to be enough for me to, one day walk out of my job and do this for a living? I don't know. With how long I've been doing this, I don't think it's possible. Because I have bills to pay. I have, I own this condo. I have a mortgage. I have HOA fees. I have to pay electricity, internet. Okay, so I don't talk about my age very often. This might come as a shock to people. Well, maybe not too much of a shock considering the subject matter of this channel, but this past August, I turned 40. I am 40 right now. Yeah, weird, right? Imagine how it feels for me. I don't feel 40. I don't look 40, I don't think. Still got, color in my hair, I suppose. But recently, I opened up a retirement fund. Because at some point in my life, I would love to stop working. Because it feels like all I've ever done with my life. So that's where I am right now. This is just, I guess this is just an excuse for me to vent my frustrations, but that is how it's been. And I don't know how the future is going to look, because it feels like the same thing. I feel like a hamster running on a hamster wheel. I feel like Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the hill, only to have to push it back up. And that's what it's like being me right now. Just regular not like non-attention grabbing normal dude who is just okay. And that's I guess all I have to say in this video. This kind of got dragged down a little bit, but I want people to understand what's been going on with me and why I haven't been motivated to put content out because of all this that's been happening. I don't know if this is going to get better. I don't know how this would get better. But continue to support me, and I don't know, maybe I can be a success story at some point. Like I wanted to when I lost my job and I tried to push YouTube, but it didn't work out at the time. So, all right, well, I'm sure many people are going to have some interesting questions for me. So, leave your questions for the Q&A video in the comments. Continue to support me. Check out the links in the description and all the other stuff I do. Check out the gaming channel again. Maybe I've played something that is relevant to your interest. I have playlists of some of my favorite stuff set up on the channel, so you can check those out. And maybe show up during a live stream at some point. Hopefully my schedule is good for people. I do stream late at night and only 3 times during the week, but who knows? Maybe somebody else will show up a little more often. And no offense to my regular my crew of regulars that show up, but some new blood would be nice. But maybe I can have 10 viewers at some point. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me vent, because I don't get to do it very often. And leave your questions in the comments. Again, 1 per person, and check and see if other people have asked the same question. Check out my other stuff. Continue to wait. I will start work on Cartoon Clip Show very soon, because it is one that I really, really want to get out. And we'll see if I can get a Christmas review out this year. But yeah, we'll see. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me. And I'll see you guys later.